Well, guys, I have some unfortunate news. I was out there using the 73, and I took a picture with it. Then I brought it back up to the shop, and as I was on my way to the shop, it lost power, and it seemed to lose compression. So I did some investigating on it, and I spun the engine over, and the engine has no compression. And I listened to it, and the engine's firing, and it has air blowing out the exhaust, but it's not getting, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not getting any compression, and it is firing, though I do hear it. So I think the head gasket on the 73 has blown. So that might be, I think that's going to be the next project we do on this tractor, is replace that head gasket. That's the first time I've had a head gasket blow on one of these, and it really surprises me. I think that might have been the problem, was that head gasket was just getting ready to blow. It didn't seem like it was losing compression though back there when we were doing that, so I don't know. Like I said, oh wow, there's the 68. I was looking at it. I thought that was a cool picture. But yeah, that's what we've got going on right now with this, unfortunately. I think the head gasket has blown. Let me park it, or put it in there, and then I will be back. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and we'll pop these covers off.
Hey guys, and how's it going? This is going to be an alternate video beginning. The video you guys are going to watch took place after this is being filmed, so I already know what's going to happen with this tractor. I'm not going to spoil anything. I didn't make a video beginning because I didn't plan on splitting the video like I did. The reason that I ended up splitting the video off that we were doing on the 216 and the round fender is because if I didn't, it would be a 3-hour long video, and it was already edited up, and I had everything cut down as far as I could. So I decided I better go on ahead and just make this its own video. The video on the round fender and the video on the 216, the 212, was a 3-hour long video, all edited together and ready to go. And I thought, you know what? There's no point in doing that. Nobody's going to sit there and watch a 3-hour long video. So I cut it down to an hour-long video by taking this video and making it into its own. So I guess that's what we're going to go on ahead and do. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and take care.
Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and we'll pop these covers off. Let's see. Oh, that was loose before. This video is going to be going on Facebook and also YouTube on a few John Deere groups. So say hi to each other. You guys on YouTube and you guys on Facebook, say hi to each other. Introduce yourselves. Let's see. I think this right here, this is optional on these 100 series. The 1 and 200 series are the same, but both of them have all threads, just one's in a 100 and one's in a 200. The head bolts are going to be 9/16. There's also some little shroud bolts here. These are going to be 7/16. For those of you who haven't done this before and don't know. So I thought I'd tell you that. I do have a video on my YouTube channel for those of you watching on Facebook on how to replace the head gasket on a K181, K141, and I think the 161 does that same principle as well. If you want to go check that out. Trying not to sound like Norman on I Save Tractors. It's kind of tough. Let's pop this off of here. There we go. Let me pull this out of here. Ooh, we got a hole in that muffler. That's not good. That might explain why it's so loud. No wonder. Okay. I want to find where this head gasket leaks. I'm not quite sure where this head gasket leaks at. I haven't been able to find it. Let me grab a 9/16 socket. Okay, I went and I grabbed my impact with a 9/16 socket. Yes, I know a lot of you are going to complain about this, but it actually won't hurt it. Just to show you, this is a 9 bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9-bolt head. What is the... I don't think there's a pattern for undoing it. There you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think we have all of them. Nope. 10, 9. There we go. Okay, let's loosen all these. The nice thing about these all threads is you can line it up a lot easier. I wonder why that doesn't have... Okay, I guess we'll put this over here. This head might need a little bit of help to get it loose, because sometimes these don't necessarily like to come off. We might be able to, if these are all loose. Yeah, that one's loose. I don't advise this, but I'm going to drop these back in. Since we have all of them loose, I'm just going to go on ahead and pull it right off. I forgot to mention before, the shroud bolts here are going to have to come out because they are bolted into the head. If you leave them in there, these shrouds will hold it down and it won't come out like it should. So just so you guys know. There we go. Those are all loose. Ready? Oh, that came up easy. Wow, it looks messy. Yeah, let's take a look. Put this over here. When I get all the bolts out of it, we'll put it. I'll show you guys how it looks under there. I haven't seen it yet either. Just make sure both valves come up. Oh, this valve is stuck. Oh, that's not good. Well, I guess this problem might be a little bit bigger than I thought it was. That's stuck. So it was getting gas. Yeah. I sure hope that can didn't break. That sucks. Well, let me look into this a little bit further, and I'll bring you guys back once I get something figured out. Okay, everybody, got my head gaskets a few days later. Got my head gasket in for the 73. So let's go on ahead and we will change that head gasket. I'm not quite sure where we left off on here, so I'm gonna have to take a look at it. I think we left off with, we were working on this and the valve, I think the valve was stuck. I think. And I got it unstuck. I pushed down on it and it got unstuck with my finger. I think I got that in the video. So let's take a look and see what we have. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention, I ended up taking the wire wheel off camera and cleaning it up with the wire wheel on the drill. So if you're wondering why it looks so much cleaner, that's why. I think I'm gonna have to look at my book. I'll take you guys over there. I printed out a book for these Kohlers, but I think the head torque spec is supposed to be at at what are you supposed to torque him to? 35 inch-pounds. Foot-pounds or inch-pounds? I think it's inch-pounds. And I have an impact socket, an impact driver that'll torque him down to 20. Now, this isn't the way I recommend doing it, but I've done it, and so far I have not blown a head gasket or broken a head stud. What I'm going to do is I'm going to torque it down with the impact driver down to 20. Then I'm going to grab my torque wrench and I'm going to torque it down to 30. Then from 30 I'm going to go down to 35. That's the plan. I think you guys can tell me what's next, because it appears I do have these gaskets. So what's next? A valve adjustment. Now our bleeder wants to come out. I might be able to reuse that gasket, I might not. That don't look too bad. That looks okay. It's a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. We'll put it this way so we know that's up. And there's our valves. Yeah, they look like they've been getting oil to them, so I don't see why they wouldn't be. I don't see why they would be getting stuck. There we go. Come on out of there. Cool. I would reuse that gasket, but I know you guys won't like that if I do, so I'm just gonna pull it out of there. Are we at top dead center? I think we are, and we're on the compression stroke. Let me spin the engine real quick just to be sure. Exhaust, intake. Okay, that right there is top dead center. Right there. Let me take a look at my book, or let me bring it over, and we can see what we need this to be. I think it's 8 and 18, if I'm correct. So, let's see. Right, here's my book. Where does it show you? I think I went over it. That's the regulator, is it? That's your voltage regulator right there. Oh, here's your bolt patterns for your 301 and 321 engines, these 9 bolts. That's your bolt pattern. What do they need to be at? It don't tell me. We'll find out what they need to be torqued down to. I might have to look at that. That might be where I just want to see where it says the valves. It might not say on here. It might say on a different page. I do have the 1 and 200 series books I can look in if it doesn't tell me on here. Put that back up so I know what way it goes. I don't want to get that all way away. This is the 181s right here. That's still 181. Oh. I think it's 8 and 18 is what you adjust them to. I gotta look at it. They don't show you. Let me take a look at another book and see if I can find it. Okay, so I went on the computer and I looked. It's 8 thousandths on the intake, 17 thousandths on the exhaust, so I was right. This is what it looks like in there. These are your valves, so you guys can see. Let's go on ahead and we will check the intake. This is 8 thousandths, as you can see. So let's put that in there and see. I think I just moved that. It goes in kind of tight. Yeah, I think we will be adjusting that. The way that you adjust it is down here. This turns, this is a bolt. I don't know what size that bolt is. I think it's 3/8. And then you put your wrench on these right here, these flat spots, and that's how you adjust it. So let me go ahead. Let me see what size this is. I think I have another one around here somewhere. I can check and see what the size of those are. Okay, so what you will need is a 7/16 wrench and a 1.5 inch. The 1/2 inch wrench goes on bottom right here. Down here, this is your tappet right here. I do have a tappet outside of an engine. I can show you guys what that looks like. That does turn on the cam if you end up needing to turn it to get to find your little thingies, the flat spots. Which, did it work? No. Where are those flat spots? The one on the last one. Wait a minute. Ah, I see. There we go. Now it should work. Maybe not. maybe these ones are different. Let me grab another one and we'll see if that one works. These are your tappets right here. This is what they look like. I had another engine with them pulled out of it. This is the tappet right here. This is your adjustment right here. This is what touches the valve, and that's where your clearance is. This is what you turn right here to adjust your clearance. They don't turn very easy, so we're gonna put this, maybe 9/16 will work better. But this one, I took my 1/2" wrench and it fit on there, as you can see. Oh, you can't see. It fit on there. That is 1/2". Can you guys see? 1/2". So I don't know why it's not working on this one. 17. You guys see that? Take it, we'll put it in there. We could do, that seems a little bit loose. So I wonder, let's try 18. Nah, let's do 17. I don't know how tight it needs to be. 17 does fit though. I do want to adjust it just a hair. Not a lot, but just a little bit tighter in there. Need to make a slight adjustment to this wrench. Get all the oil off of it. Need to get it a little bit more on the other side. Once I get this other side done, we should have it. That looks thin enough. Might need to go a little bit more on this one. A little bit more on this other one and I think we'll be done. There we go. Clean it up with the wire wheel and we will be all done. There we go. And because this thing is hot and it's burning my hand, we're going to quench it. There we go. This method of drying is a lot quicker. There we go. Looks thin enough to me. So we need to tighten down. The feeler gauge goes through pretty easy, so we need to tighten it a little bit. It's just got too much play. So we need to adjust it we're going to take our ground down wrench in there. Tightening it would be going loose like a screw. So that way. Let's try that. I might have done it a little too much. Ready? I think I did. No. That's better, but not enough. This might need to be that way. Let's try that. Ready? Yeah, that's better. Okay. I would say we have it about enough, but I just want to go a little bit tighter than that. Well, actually, what's the way they say to adjust your valves? I think you want it to hold your feeler gauge, right? I think it's how you want it to be. There, right there. A little bit, right there. Overhead valves, you can leave your feeler gauge in there. Flatheads, you can't. There we go. Look at that. That's better. Actually, that might be a little bit tight, but we'll go just a little bit loose. Ready? Like that. That's probably good. It just felt a little, it was just the littlest bit too tight. There we go. Can we leave the feeler gauge in there while we do this? Actually, I'm gonna find out. Yes, we can. Let's see. I don't want the wrench to put any drag on it, so I'm going to take it out. Okay, now it's too loose. There we go. Now we got her. Go that way like that. Stick this in. And there we go. I like that. I think that's good. Now, let's spin the engine over and make sure our valves still come up. And if they do, I would say we've got it right about where I want it. Let me go on ahead and turn the engine over and make sure the valves still go up. Ready? Cool. Okay, so I think we can go on ahead and put the head gasket back on. I'll do the breather later. I just want to make sure that it runs. So, okay. Torque spec is 35 for the head bolts, if I am not mistaken. And these are 1/2 inch bolts. Get that threaded in. What I'll do is we'll get them threaded in so that they're ready to go. And then I'll take the impact with a 1/2 inch socket on it and we'll torque them all down to 20. This one we might have trouble with. Well, we might not actually. Uh-oh, my head's moving around. That's not good. Quit moving. Stay. To grab my spacers. We may not have any problem with that actually. Might be okay. We'll put this here. Get that one down. Yeah, spark plug's not in there tight either. Okay. Because I have it in my hand. Apparently it's 9/16. I must have been thinking of Tecumseh's. I'm just going to torque them down. I'm just going to tighten them down to where I can't tighten them anymore. It doesn't really matter how you torque them down. You can go here, there, there, here, there, there. As long as you torque them in a pattern. Here, then from there to there, there to here, here to there. It don't matter. I'm going to go with what the book says though, because I don't have the best memory and I'll get hung up on where I was. I did not think that would work. Oh shit, that could be bad. They're all torqued. Let me grab my impact. Like I said before, this will take them down to 20. They might need a new battery. This will take them down to 20. Then we'll go the rest of the way with the torque wrench. Let me grab a different battery for it. 25 to 30 inch-pounds. Foot-pounds. Okay, well, this will take them down to 20 foot-pounds, I meant to say earlier. So let me take it down. Which one do you start? One, right here. Where's two? Two. We're not going to go down all the way, just a little bit. Three is here. Four is this one. Five, this one. Six. Seven. You do not need to put any sealant or anything on it. That'll just make it worse. I was told you need to, but you don't. I have a buddy who does it. I've done it before and I've ran them like this. It's not going to hurt it either way, but I just prefer without. And 8. This one right here is 9. Once you do 9, I think I torqued them all down to 20. I didn't mean to. Let's try it again. Ready? I think I torqued them all down. Oops. Three is this one. Yes. Ready? 4. 5. 6. 7. Hold on a minute. Oh, we're on 7, 8, 9. Now that we've torqued them all down to 20, I'm going to grab my torque wrench and we'll torque them the rest. Ready? Let's get this guy torqued. We need to go, oh, they're already at 30. Well, that one's already at 30. And this says put them at 30. Cylinder head 30. Well, okay, I guess. I guess we'll just leave them alone. 30. That went up over. Well, I guess they're all at 30, so we'll just leave them all alone. So, my bad, I meant to go up to 30. Okay. So that's all done. That torqued them down a lot higher than I thought it did. Let me put the spark plug in. We're just going to check it for right now and see if it has compression. I'm not going to try to start it or anything. I just want to see if it has compression. Ready? Let's find out. Cool, that's compression. Let me go on ahead and I will get the assembly put back on. I'll get everything that needs to be done back on there. I'll just do a time lapse and then we'll take it out and we'll try driving it around. All right. Carburetor put back on there. The breather assembly is all put back on. The throttle linkage gave me a little bit of trouble, but I did get it back on there right. I think now it is about time to go on ahead and hook the spark plug back up, put some gas in it, and see if it'll start. Okay guys, I put some gas in it and I primed it. I did put some two-stroke in there because that valve did get stuck, to kind of help oil it a little bit, to put some oil in there. And you know what, speaking of, before I try and start it, I better tighten that down. But I have not tried starting it yet, so that is still on our list of things to do. I forgot it was in the other bay. I was using it on that other thing we got. So let's go on ahead, put the boot back on and see if this thing will start. Hopes aren't very high, but maybe it will. Ready? Okay, what happened? Did fire. It's not flooded. Try it again, ready? There we go, it runs. Cool. Seems like it's idling a lot better after I adjusted the valves. Let me go on ahead and put it outside and just let it run. We'll run whatever gas is in it out. Purrs like a Kohler, I mean kitten. I gotta get all this stuff off of the seat. I'm gonna let it run for a while. I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. It's been running for about 15 minutes. Let's try throttling it up and see how it does. Ready? I'd say it does pretty good. I think I'm going to jump the bullet and take it for a little drive. Ready? Okay, you guys, we just took it out and drove it around. As you guys saw, you got to hear it shut off. It sounds pretty damn good. I think what we still need to do is we still need to put the tins on it. That's about it. And we need to put the air filter assembly back on. Once we put the air filter assembly back on and the tins, we should be all done. I do want to address the hole right here in the muffler, but I think I might just leave it alone. I'm not too worried about it. It makes it sound cool. I do notice it still ticks. The engine still does have a tick in it, so I think it should be okay, so I'm not too worried about it. Sounds pretty good and it runs pretty good, so I think that's about it for this. We finally got the head gasket done and replaced on here. All it was a stuck valve. Like I said before, I did put 2-stroke oil in it to help it lubricate that a little bit. I'm not going to permanently run 2-stroke gas in it. I'm just going to run 2-stroke gas in it for now. I didn't put very much in it either. It's going to, once it burns all that off, I'll put regular unleaded gas in it and go from there. Right now I'm trying to think of what else we need to do, and I don't remember what all we've done in this video. I just know about this. Oh, the round fender. We need to do that engine swap. I don't know if I'm going to do that in this video or not. I might just leave that engine that's in it alone. And I think that's about it for this video. We got the 73 running, so yippee. I'm trying to think of what else I want to do in this video. And I think right now we may just leave it where it is. Let me get this put back together, then I'll decide what I want to do. I got to edit the video and see how long it is, so okay. Oops, I didn't even realize it was still recording.
Next video in thumbnail. What do you guys think? I think so.
Here's going to be the thumbnail for this video.